Welcome to Harmonium LA, the podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Heedy Gandolfi, emotional wellness expert, founder of Harmonium LA, and published author. The world needs healing now more than ever. My goal is to bring you inspiring conversations, tips, and techniques that will help you build a sustainable healing toolkit. The Harmonium LA podcast is the only resource you will need to slow down, stop searching, and start healing. Welcome back to another episode of Stop Searching, Start Healing. I am really excited about my guest today because not only is she a client of mine and has been for the last 3 years, but she has also become a real true and dear friend. And so I'm really excited to be able to introduce you today to her, to have her talk about her journey, her career, and also the healing path that she has been on for the last few years. For those of you that have not yet heard of her, it will not be long for sure. I know this to be true. She is the latest cast member of the Netflix Emmy Award-Winning show, Selling Sunset, in season 4. And it's really such an honor to have her join us today to talk about her story and her journey and to really give us some experience and insight into what she has been through, how she came through that, and hopefully be able to give you some tips and inspiration for your own lives. So it's with great joy and a complete honor that I can introduce you to Vanessa Villela. Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Wow, you're so amazing. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. It's an honor for me to be part of your podcast and, touching so many lives through this. I'm beyond excited because, into me and what you're healing, has done in my life and it's just incredible. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And, you've had a phenomenal career. So first of all, let's just start by saying huge congratulations for your latest achievement of being on this incredible show, because you've had a phenomenal career. For those of you that do not know you, you have been a telenovela star for many years. You started acting when you were a young girl, and you have been busy acting in telenovelas and in movies and shows throughout your entire life. And so it's really phenomenal to see you now transition through that career, through your acting. You moved into real estate for reasons that we'll talk about shortly. And then to be able to blend the real estate and acting together to come into this, incredible show, which I think, if I'm right, is number 1 on Netflix in the UK. And I think number 3 on Netflix in the US and globally. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. It's so exciting to see that so many countries, like, it's number 1. Canada is another one. UK, of course, I think Australia is another one. And then, 3 globally, just like that. It's madness. Like I sometimes I'm like, am I dreaming? Is this real?
Yeah.
It's super exciting, and I'm very blessed to be, to have this opportunity and to, for the first time, reach to my audience as Vanessa and not as a character, because, like you said, I've been acting my whole life, but it's always a character. It's never like really Vanessa. So it's really it's so different. Even the way that people approach me, it's a different love. So it's beautiful.
And it is beautiful to see. And I think, to your point of you being you as Vanessa and not a character on the show, was when, that very first episode. For those people that haven't yet watched the show, you absolutely should go and completely binge all of the episodes. But in that very first episode, when you were introduced into the show, you came in at that point as yourself. You were really vulnerable, you were really open. And, that scene in the very beginning where you actually broke down when you were talking to the girls, the other cast members, and you were talking about, your journey and your experience and what had happened, through the loss of your sister and the grief and the trauma that you went through. But you were very vulnerable. And I want to commend you for that, actually, because I know how difficult and how challenging that loss of your sister has been for you. And I'm so proud of how you've worked through that and come out the other side, and to be able to see you open up, so vulnerably, as I say, to these girls, to the world, was really touching and very endearing. And I think you bring a completely different element to the show because of that.
Thank you, my love. Well, yes, my journey through real estate, it's bittersweet, and it has brought me a lot of blessings, like the show. But I think that, I mean, someone that I respect a lot, Dr. Levy, and we'll go a little bit into that and how I got into your sessions and everything. But he told me when I met him for the first time that my path was to help people. And at that time I was considering, like, maybe, like doing something different, and like maybe not TV anymore. Like I was like, how am I going to help people if my head is somewhere else? Like I don't know if I want to continue doing villains and doing soap operas as villain all the time. So how am I going to get there? How am I going to help others? I don't know, but it will come. I thought at that time. And then now, when we know, like, obviously life presented me this terrible, challenge. And I think that's why I was like, okay, if I was presented with something so incredibly painful, and I overcame that, I have to share it, and I have to be vulnerable, and I have to help others. And if it's just one person that will take my experience or the way that I took pain, and they will use it as I did, then that's good for me. That's it's worth to be vulnerable. And I think that also there's no way to connect with anyone in life if you're not open in your heart, if you're not vulnerable. Like, you're missing out in the beauty of life, which is connecting with someone, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's why. Yeah.
And I think it was quite shocking, perhaps, for a lot of the audience that follow the show and have watched all of the other seasons, because you didn't bring the drama, and I know people have been saying, where's the drama? And you didn't bring the drama. You brought the compassion and the empathy and the vulnerability. And I think that's been a beautiful aspect that you've brought to the show. And it's almost like you say, giving people permission to see that it's okay to have that grief and to go through these challenging experiences, and to show yourself as you. And because it gives, like you say, people permission to show up as themselves, also to be authentic and to be true to who they are, and owning those experiences, good, bad, ugly, painful, whatever they might be, and turn that around to something positive, which you have done.
Yes, well, and I think a lot of it I have to give you credit, of course, because so what happened, for the people that are listening to us or watching us right now that they don't know, so 3 years ago I lost my sister. It was an unexpected death, so it was extremely painful, and I honestly felt that my world turned upside down. I felt that, yeah, I was like, a part of me was there too with her. And I think I was trying to, stay strong and be the best for my mom and for my brother, because all of a sudden I became the big sister instead of the middle sister. So I was like, I need to be strong for my mom, I need to be strong for my brother. But I was suffering in silence. And it was like 3 months that I couldn't eat, 3 months that I couldn't sleep. And there was a moment where I was like, enough, Vanessa, you need to ask for help. I'm sure that Jackie's my sister's name, wouldn't want to see you like this. And you need help. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to not be strong, and ask for help. Because also I think that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. It's like, it's okay, I don't know how to deal with these emotions right now, so how can I ask for help? So, make long story short, I went with Michael Canali. He's a very dear friend, and also the one has been doing my hair for years. It's incredible how God works in mysterious ways and puts people in your path that will eventually be like angels. And honestly, he's been an angel, because I went to his hair salon to do a treatment on my hair. I called a hair change to change the color of my hair, because I was like, I don't want to see myself in the mirror anymore with this same face that I've been looking at for 3 months, like, of super depression and sadness. So he told me what happened. And I said, yeah, well, I lost my sister. And he sent me with Dr. Levry for the second time. And Dr. Levry created this amazing program with NAM, which includes meditations, included like some of the classes that they have and they offer, and of course included 2 harmonium sessions a week. And I was like, they did like 100-day program for me, and it was incredible because as soon as I landed, with you, the first time that I went with you, I met, like, I have no idea what harmonium is, but whatever is going to help me to heal, I'm open to it. I was like, I'm ready to start healing. And actually, up to these days, I still don't really understand exactly what harmonium is. I know that it heals you, that it helps your own body to heal you. But if you tell us a little bit more, so I can, also the people that are my audience probably listening to you, what it is.
Totally. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you're right in what you say. I think you have to ask for help, number one. So first of all, I'm so proud of you for doing that. And I think that's very inspiring to a lot of people that are listening, because I think there's been so much grief on a global scale in the last 1.5 to 2 years. And I think so many people are struggling silently, as you were. And I think it's so powerful to hear you say that, the hardest thing, but the most impactful thing is to ask for help. And so you did that, yes, through Michael Canali, and he pointed you to Dr. Levry, who then gave you this program with the NAM meditation and harmonium. So harmonium, for people that don't know, like you just say, it's an energetic healing system. So it's a very spiritual system. It's a hands-on technique, which is designed essentially to work on the emotional body. So when we've had grief or trauma or a very challenging experience in our lives, whether we're aware of it or not, that will manifest in some form in the physical. So for you, it was grief and depression and insomnia, not being able to sleep. For other people, it might be addiction or escapist behaviors or PTSD. There are so many different physical manifestations of emotional traumas and emotional imbalances. And so what harmonium will do is it will work on that energetic body. It's an energetic treatment. So the emotional body is energy. And so harmonium works on that piece of our body. So you need physical healing always when we're doing healing, and you need sometimes the doctor and the medicine, and you need that physical healing, but you also need to combine spiritual healing for the emotional body. It has to be a balance of spiritual and physical, because without that balance, you don't get a full and true, I want to say, permanent healing within the body. And so harmonium will activate the self-healing capacity on a spiritual and emotional level within the body. And so that's kind of like, in a nutshell, how it works. It's a 45 minutes session that people come, they lie down, and it's just a hands-on treatment working directly on the spine, rebalancing the nervous system. So for example, for you, when you came to Dr. Levry and he prescribed the harmonium and the meditations, it was really to reset your nervous system, because you were so much in this state of fight or flight and grief and anxiety and trauma through losing Jackie like that. You needed that deep relaxation, that deep reset on a real cellular level. And that's what harmonium will do. But you have to be disciplined, like any healing practice, meditation, fitness, or healing. You have to be disciplined. And you were. You really were.
I was. And honestly, I was in shock, because 3 months after Jackie died, I couldn't sleep more than 2 or 3 hours a night. And when I got, to my first harmonium session, not only I fall asleep during the session, but also I had to go home and I slept like for 3 or 4 hours. And then I finally slept the whole night. It was just like incredible. I couldn't even believe it myself. I was like, oh my God, thank God I'm sleeping. I'm finally sleeping, which also, helps to, that's why even when you're sick, like you have to sleep to heal. And absolutely. I don't know if you can really like heal the loss of someone, but at least you'll get a different, I don't know, I don't know what it is, like eases the pain, like, or your nervous system, like you said, it's your nervous system that is like so affected. And that's exactly the reason why I'm sharing it with the world, because I know that a lot of people, like you said, we're, it's through COVID, we have lost so many friends or family relatives, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to say to people, I need help. It's okay to, and some people want to put the pain under the rug, and that's never going to help. and that's never gonna do anything good for you. And then it will actually create the opposite, because you can become, angry or depressive, and I used that pain that I was feeling as fuel, which is my message to the world right now. Like, use that pain as fuel to do something positive with that. So I was like, okay, my sister wanted me to be a realtor because she was a realtor when she, even before this happened, like, she suggested the idea of me being a real estate agent. And I was like, yeah, it could sound cool. Like, I love, she was like, yeah, you love helping people and you're amazing with people, so it's going to be, easy for you, because that's more than 50% of the work is that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, life obviously presented me with this challenge, and then she guided me all the steps, like every step, to Vanessa, be a realtor, period. That was like, behind the scenes, what she was telling me. And obviously now I did, I did listen to her. I did use this as fuel, and I created something positive out of this pain to honor her life with my real estate career. And it brought me this blessing that I'm sure that also she's behind this too. But what I'm saying is, like, every hard situation that you go through in life, you have two options: either to, like, be like, oh, I'm, this is terrible, I'm a victim of life, or, okay, what is the positive that I can take out of this situation? And there's always a positive. As long as you're alive, as long as you're here, there's hope. And, like, just waking up, opening your eyes is a blessing. And if you can really see that, that's the start of a new life, a new chapter in your life.
I mean, there's so much information just there that you said that we could unpack, that is just like gold, because everything that you just said is really all about perspective. It's about the mindset, and it's about, like you say, using your pain. I love this, actually, using your pain for fuel. How can I take what has happened? And I'm going to say, for me, not to me, because I truly believe that every experience that we go through, good or bad, is something that is happening for us to propel us forward into the next best version of ourselves, even though we might not see it at the time, even though at the time we might say, this is the worst thing that could possibly have ever happened. Why me? But if we turn that around and look at, okay, how can I use this as fuel to move forward and to make a difference, not just in my life, but in somebody else's? Because if something has happened to me, and if I've experienced something, if I'm going through something, then I can guarantee that there's at least one other person that has been through the same thing, or is going to go through the same thing at some point in their lives, whether they, aware of it or not. And so I think that this is such an amazing message to give to people, because there has been trauma and grief on a global scale, like you said, because of COVID. And it's shown up in many different ways, whether it's people losing jobs, careers, finances, family members, friends, so many different layers of trauma over the last 2 years almost. And so whatever message we can give to people to inspire them or to give them hope, and to trust that everything is going to work out for you, even if you don't see it at the time. And when you're really in the trenches and really in those dark, painful places, you have to trust that it will be okay. And I think I want to commend you again, because the work that you put in, because there were dark times over the last 3 years when we've been working together with Harmonium and the sessions. You've been religious. I mean, initially you came every week for 2 sessions a week, religiously for 3 months. And there were times when you say to me, Jessica, I'm not coming. It's too painful, because Harmonium will bring up a lot of your pain, because you have to feel it to heal it. I know that's a bit of a cliche, but that's the truth. You have to look at it. You have to go inwards, and you have to look at, all of the darkness in order to raise your vibration, to raise your consciousness, and to bring that light in to your being. And you have to come out of your head and into your heart and to really feel into it. And Harmonium will do that, but it's not without the discipline. And it will take you to that next level of healing, but it will be painful along the way. And like I say, for you, it really was sometimes dark and difficult. And you sometimes did not want to come in, but you kept going, because you knew that you didn't want to stay where you were, and there was something better in the future for you.
Exactly. And I'm happy that you're mentioning this, because I think that a lot of people could really think, because what they saw in the show is like, oh yeah, she went from pain to, like, no, there was a long road for me. But I was like, I do want to use this as a positive. I do want to heal my heart. I do want to stop feeling this. And I know that it's like, yeah, like Dr. Larry says, like you turn on the light so you can see all the mess that you have in there. Because once you start healing, also, you're not only healing probably what you're going through, but also past experiences in your life that could probably relate to the same issue in the end, that is heartbreak. It could be, something from your childhood. It could be something from your whatever it is, like
from the lineage,
like you said, like losing a job. Like loss can come in so many shapes and forms. And I don't know what I would have done without your help, because I do feel like I was literally sometimes, and it's crazy because you don't even touch me, and sometimes I will feel like pain coming out of my chest, like literally from my heart. It was just like, what? I know she's not touching me. And I still, again, like I said, I still don't understand what it is, but I do know, like I felt it. I am proof that, if you commit to harmonium sessions, if you do, some people would do only meditations, but whatever it is that resonates with you. But what is also amazing is that you can do online, like healing sessions. That's incredible too, because that's how powerful these practices. And that's something that you should consider, like, not, I don't know. Right now is a time for us to really turn on the light and start using all the tools are out there for healing. There's so many, and harmonium was one of the best techniques I've experienced. Like, thank you so much for what you have done for me, because I know that you brought the light in me again, and I'm very thankful for that, Jessica.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm just so grateful, because this is what I live for, is to see my clients that have done the work and come out the other side and be glowing as you are. And yes, I mean, it is a hands-on technique traditionally, and it's very light touch. I mean, like you say, sometimes it feels like we're not actually even touching the back and the spine, but we are very lightly. But because of the pandemic, and because the ability for us to do in-person sessions was taken away from us, I have to commend Dr. Levry, because he was very quick to respond to the pandemic and the fact that people needed harmonium more than ever, but weren't able to receive it. And so he did create very rapidly a distance healing version of the harmonium healing system, which is done via Zoom. And as much as we all hate Zoom right now, because that's all we've been living in the last 12 to 18 months, it has its benefits. And so now people globally can receive harmonium. They don't have to be here in Venice coming to see me in person, or any of the other practitioners. They can actually access the healing via Zoom. And I have clients across the globe. I have clients in Australia and New Zealand, in London, in France, in Singapore, globally. And it's beautiful, because again, it's really powerful. And people will say, but how on earth can you heal person on Zoom? But because we're dealing with energy, and because everything is energy and we're all connected, if I can see you, I can heal you. And the Zoom version, I mean, you've had it yourself. It's a very different experience, obviously, but it is incredibly powerful.
Yes, it is. Yes. And and again, like I said, maybe some people will resonate with I do love these healing, energy sessions. And then I also love my meditations. Like, I feel that both together, combined together, are like the best medicine, honestly, for the heart. And also to, once you're good, you should not stop. You should continue, because there's also so much that, you can become better every day, and protect your energy, and manifest beautiful things, and create a better life every single day. So even like sometimes I don't probably find the time to do 30 minutes of meditation like before, but I do at least 3 minutes a day. I would recommend people to try Dr. Levy's NAM meditations, because they're incredible. They're mathematically designed to work with your frequency. And there's so many good things out there to help heal the heart that we all need every day, I think.
We do, and that's the thing right there, is that the healing is a journey. It's not something that we can just do and then that's it. There's always something, because, this thing called life is really challenging, and we don't always know how to navigate that. And like you said earlier, some of the experiences that we went through earlier in our lives, or even in previous lifetimes, will always stay within us if we don't get to the root of the problem. And so you have to have that discipline and that dedication. And it's about spiritual hygiene and using that on a daily basis, which you do. And whether that is having harmonium as part of your practice and having it as often as you can, whether it is just meditating 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes in the evening, whether it's journaling, walking outside, working on your mindset, thinking about what you're really taking in on an energetic level. What are you consuming, what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading, who you're surrounding yourself with. All of these little tools will add up to help you continue with that healing journey and to keep it strong and to keep that layer of abundance and higher vibration.
Yes, exactly. And that's, I think that's your mission in this world, to bring more love, to bring, to help people to heal their hearts, to raise their vibration. That's also, I think that in some way, my journey now too, is like inspire others and share that, what happened to me. Like some people will be like, yeah, why did you share it? To help others.
Absolutely.
And that's why sometimes, take it as a positive. Okay, I went through a nightmare. I'm going to share how I'm coming out of it and what did I do, and like why I don't create drama in the show. Like I'm not that person. The only drama that you see from me is the real drama. The loss of my sister. Like things that are like, honestly, life is so short and can be so, like, can change in a blink of an eye. That is like, there's some things that are not worth it to go into. Some people ask me like, why don't you take sides? Why didn't you like, I'm like, I'm not that person. I give everyone, that what they give me, I will, if they give me love and they give me good energy, that's what I'm going to give in return. And I'm not going to take sides.
That's it.
So I'm super happy with this new journey of mine, that I'm able to connect with so many people as Vanessa and share my story and continue sharing, the way that I've been overcoming a lot of things that have happened to me that are, obviously.
And I think that's such a beautiful message that you're giving out, is that, you just, number one, life is short.
Yes.
And you absolutely have to do it for you and enjoy it for you and do the things that you want to do that are going to light you up, make you happy, and that are going to help other people. And, you just, number two, you don't know what somebody else is going through. You have absolutely no idea what the person sitting next to you on the bus, in the supermarket, on the train, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what challenges they're facing. And so you should always be kind and always do your best to be compassionate and understanding and sympathetic, because you absolutely have no idea what someone else is dealing with. I had a guest last week. She's a clinical psychologist and she deals a lot with grief and trauma and loss. And she said, one of the things that she said, which I thought was really powerful, is that there are always gifts in loss.
Yeah.
And I think what you've just said is exactly that, because the gift of, as painful and as hard as it was for you to lose Jackie, the gift that has come from that is you moving from your acting into real estate, to being able to combine the two, and now being able to use that experience to help others and to be that light and that inspiration.
Yes, I am. I do feel that everything, I know it's cliche and everything happens for a reason. I know that without, Jackie not being my angel now, I would not be where I'm at right now, because I would definitely probably continue being an actress and not, like being like, oh, I'm going to dedicate my career as a realtor to my sister. And then, wow, like she brought me the biggest opportunity for me to do the crossover. And like you said, combine, obviously reality TV is not acting because it's yourself, but it combines the TV and the exposure of TV with real estate. And I am just beyond, I still don't find the words to understand and to thank the love for me this time. It's so different from acting. It's just madness. It's completely different. So I want to do more things to help people, and that's my goal from now on, to help others.
And you do it so beautifully, and you deserve it, because you put the work in, and that's the thing about healing, and especially with harmonium, is that you have to be ready to heal. You have to want to heal, because, you're not going to heal fully and permanently if you're not ready for it. And if you don't heal fully and permanently, you can't go on and help other people heal either. You have to come at it from a really authentic and deep-rooted place, which is exactly what you have done. And it's so beautiful to see. So, I mean, you've given so much advice already to everybody that's listening. I mean, asking for help, putting the effort in, being disciplined and dedicated. Any other last bits of advice that you think people really need to know with regard to their healing and dealing with grief and trauma?
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, I think it's like, just don't stay with your feelings inside. Like, speak with someone. If it's not therapy, if it's a friend, if it's harmonium, if it's meditation, if it's like walking on the ocean, like speaking to, like some people speak to the universe, some people speak to God, some people but do it. Like, really try to release what's in your heart in some way, in a positive way. Do a workout, do something that makes you happy. Try. And I one of the things that you mentioned earlier is like what you watch, what you listen, like all these things are so important, and it can change completely how you feel. Yeah. So, sometimes fake a laugh. I do. This
it's true.
Taught us. Like, sometimes even faking a laugh can change how you feel, because it creates a vibration inside.
Changes the vibration.
And it kind of like tricks your mind to say that you're happy because you're laughing. So try that, just try that. Try little things, and do baby steps. Don't be hard on yourself. Like, you're already going through something, and being ready doesn't mean like oh yeah, I'm ready because I'm strong. No, I'm ready because I want to. Like, I'm ready because I want to change how I feel. I do want to commit to myself and love myself. Without self-love, there's nothing we'll attract, nothing good in our lives. Like, it's not going to be the good relationship. It's not going to be the good job. It's nothing. And we should not rely our happiness in anything but on us. So the first one that you should take care of is yourself. That's my advice. And yes, always be grateful for just opening your eyes. And I promise you that if you're grateful for at least that's how you start your day. Yep. Things are going to look better for you.
Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. What's next for Vanessa?
Oh, well, so many things. I'm so excited about all the things that are happening right now. But of course, Selling Sunset season 5 will come up early next year. I still don't know the date, but I will let you know as soon as I know. I'm also working with other, with brands now, because I want to start, doing my own like makeup line and fashion and a lot of things that I want to do now. Of course, continue working on real estate, but I will keep you posted of everything. Just keep an eye on my Instagram, and yeah, that's what's coming.
Well, listen, I think this has been absolutely a fantastic conversation. I'm so grateful to you to giving your time, because I know how busy you are right now. So for everybody listening, if you have not yet watched the show, go watch the show, go binge it, go see all of the episodes. It's amazing. Follow Vanessa and
Jessica too, please. Harmonium LA. A blessing in my life.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today, Vanessa. So grateful.
Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly hope that you enjoyed the show, and there is at least one thing that you can take away from today's episode that will help you build that sustainable healing toolkit. It would mean the absolute world to me if you would subscribe to the show, give it a 5-star review, and share this or any of the other episodes with somebody that you feel could really benefit by listening. I look forward to seeing you next time.